When Ginny and Georgia debuted on Netflix, fans were captivated by the mother-daughter story. Of course, the show wouldn't have turned out to be what it is without its amazing cast. And like Georgia, they have some secrets that many may not know of. In today's video, we're going to discuss Ginny and Georgia cast secrets that nobody knew about. The first cast member we're going to discuss is Antonia Gentry, who plays the famous Ginny Miller on Ginny and Georgia. An interesting fact about Gentry is that she was fortunate to have previously attended the prestigious institution Emory University. The university has been ranked in the top 20 among the nation's top universities and has some notable alumni, including Robert W. Woodruff, Sonny Carter, Carrie Hilson, and many more. To add on to this interesting fact of the actress is that along with being an exceptional actress, Gentry is also an above-average student, as the required GPA for Emory is 3.78. Also, while at the university, Gentry, interestingly enough, became a leader in the improv comedy troupe. Speaking of plays, something many may not have known about Gentry is that her mother actually wrote the first play that she ever performed in. Similar to her, Antonia's mom also loves art and poetry, which in turn helped her write an original play for her daughter to perform. Other things that the mother-daughter duo share the same love for hasn't been revealed, but it's believed that she may have inspired Antonia to take up acting. Next up is Felix Mallard, who plays Marcus on the hit drama. For the many who have seen Mallard's work in the US, you may not have even known or realized that he's actually Australian. Yep, Mallard isn't really from the US. He's worked very hard to learn and essentially perfect an American accent, which has widely helped him in his acting opportunities. On the topic of Australia, for some who grew up in the eastern continent, Mallard is no stranger to having easy access to the beach. He enjoys spending time by the water and loves to go surfing during his free time. Along with his talent of surfing, Felix is also rather skilled at acting, drawing, and fencing. However, although those are very interesting, Mallard takes part in yet another fascinating hobby, which is music. The actor is a musician who, believe it or not, is in a band called Enemies Alike. He made the statement, "I sing more so because songs need lyrics. But I've been playing guitar for 12 years, and with that came bass guitar and then the piano." Lastly, many wouldn't really consider Felix to be a YouTuber, but in fact, he does have a channel that he started back in 2013. Unfortunately, he hasn't posted any type of new content for a while. It's a bit surprising that the channel has only a little over 3,000 subscribers, but it's likely because Felix hasn't promoted the link anywhere. Next, we have Brianne Howie, who plays Georgia. Interestingly, there's a lot of aspects from Ginny and Georgia that resonate with Brianne in her life. For one, she grew up with a very young and single mother, so she can relate to the relationship dynamics that her character and her daughter have in the series. "I grew up with a super young single mom. This couldn't have hit any more close to home," she explained in an interview. The lack of boundaries and a little bit of codependency and oversharing and keeping secrets and then being offended that they kept the secret, and the lines getting blurred of the mom wanting to protect where the daughter feels entitled to know everything because there's only so many years apart. So that part actually really resonated with me. Initially, Brianne fell in love with acting during her years at high school, and once she graduated, she wanted to further her knowledge and take her talents to the next level. She attended New York University's Tisch School of the Arts, where she studied theater. In addition to getting an education, Brianne's acting career also started to go off, and she started booking professional jobs. The next cast member we have is Katie Douglas, who plays Abby. Katie was born and raised in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, which is also where she first got her start with acting. A little interesting fact is that she joins a long list of other actors who are also from the same area, some of which include Jim Carrey, Michael Cera, and Dan Aykroyd. Though Katie may be a bit too young to have seen Heath Ledger's work when it first was released, that hasn't stopped her from being a huge fan. The actress has stated before that Ledger is one of her favorite actors, and while she hasn't mentioned what her favorite film of his is, she's shown her love for the actor through some photos on Instagram. Another interesting fact about Douglas is that she's a very artistic person and loves to express herself through different forms of art. Some of those include acting, of course, taking pictures, and drawing. However, on top of that, she also happens to be a musician. She plays the guitar and sings during her free time. At the moment, though, it appears that music is simply a hobby, as Katie hasn't yet released any songs of her own. Next up is Sarah Weiss-Glass, who plays Maxine. Like her co-stars, it seems as though acting isn't the only talent Sarah has. She also loves writing and, similar to Douglas, singing. At one point, she even had a YouTube channel where she posted videos of herself singing. However, it seems like that channel has since been removed along with all of its videos. Throughout Sarah's career, she has built up a very loving fan base from all over the world, and in recent times, those fans now have a way to connect to her like never before. She has an account on Cameo where she records and sells customized videos of herself for just $15. In addition to acting, Sarah also loves to screenwrite. Not only that, but she also has a deep love for poetry and is actually a poet herself. As a matter of fact, she published her own book of poetry back in 2016 called The Art of Breaking Glass. In a statement, Sarah explained, stating, "High school was so hard and there were so many emotions, and it just felt like there was no closure, and I'm I'm big on closure. I need closure. I figured that the best way to end high school for me was to tie it all together in a little book. Up next, we have Mason Temple, who plays Hunter. Mason is a Canadian-Taiwanese actor and grew up in Fort St. John in Canada. A little fact many may not know is that he is an official Taiwanese citizen, meaning that he now holds dual passports to both Canada and Taiwan. Along with being a great actor, Mason also happens to be a talented singer. Of course, though, fans of Ginny and Georgia will likely know that he can sing thanks to his performance at the Battle of the Bands as Hunter in one of the episodes. In addition to this, you can also find more videos of Mason singing on his Instagram account. While many know him from Ginny and Georgia, Mason also played in iZombie Season 4 as a young zombie and also appeared in History Channel's SEAL Team 6 series. Next is Nikki Romell, who plays the young teenage version of Georgia. While some may have assumed that Nikki is American due to her performances, in reality she was born and raised in Toronto, Canada. Some other big names from this area include Drake and Shawn Mendes. Another interesting fact about Nikki is that despite her looking a bit dainty, she is actually a kickboxer. She's been kickboxing for many years and has even taken part in quite a few competitions. Now that her acting career has begun to take off though, she doesn't have as much time to kickbox as she used to. Nonetheless, she's a great example of why you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. According to Nikki, self-expression is very important to her and she enjoys sharing her creative side with the world. Similar to her co-star, Sarah Weisglass, Nikki is a talented poet and even has a separate Instagram account solely for her poetry. Although it doesn't appear that she has officially published any of her work outside of social media, she calls her poems Dearest Body. The last cast member we have is Nathan Mitchell, who plays Zion. Prior to his career as an actor, there was something else that he was very passionate about: martial arts. Interestingly enough, Nathan trained Taekwondo for over 10 years and has even earned his black belt. In addition, he has also competed in the Junior ITF Taekwondo Championship in Canada. So when preparing for one of his roles in Black Noir, he was able to really tap into his martial arts training. In the acting world, there are many actors who have grown to be very successful with little to no formal training. On the other hand, there are some who have been formally educated for years in order to get to where they are. Among those are Nathan, who attended Ryerson University in Toronto, where he studied radio and television before later pursuing acting. Another interesting fact about Nathan is that you may have seen him in other works and not have even realized it was him. Some may be surprised to find that he has appeared in a few episodes of Supernatural back in 2017 as a character named Kelvin. With that said, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.